The new reformulation of Neon by Terence Hughes. Let's talk about it. Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances. And today we're going to be going over a full review of actually two fragrances. Even though they say they're the same, they're really not. So we got the original version of Neon and the reformulation of Neon, both by Terence Hughes. I'll be going over the full presentation for the new Neon, and I will be comparing the original to this one. So if you would go ahead, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you got the notifications turned on. That way you're notified every time we upload that sweet smelling fragrance related content. So for the first time really in my fragrance journey, I have been stung by the reformulation bee, if you will. I did a first impression, I think maybe, and like a review of this fragrance back around 7 months ago. And I went back and watched it because when I got in my new fragrance, it was so much different. I thought, let me go back and see what I had said about this one. I had also featured this one in an underrated for spring list. And I really wish I could go back and change that now, because what you're going to be getting is not this fragrance. But before we get into all that, let me cut the camera here, change the angle, and let's look at the presentation of Neon. All right, so Neon is a 2020 release, again in the original formulation from the house of Terence Hughes. This is the 2023 version. Here is the box that it comes in. It's a cardboard cylinder box. It's got the insert there. It fits down really snugly into the box there, so you wouldn't want to hold the box by this because it might slip off, but that's in there pretty tight. Get it out here. You've got the ATH logo and unicorn on the top, placard there. It's just a cardboard tube. You can see on the inside it kind of looks, it's rolled up kind of like a toilet paper roll. Just foam on the inside. Nothing too fancy. You've got the, you've got the house information, size. It doesn't say concentration on there, but this is an extract de perfume, I think is how it's listed on the ATH website. Look at the bottle now. Again, of course, mine was the smallest version that you could get, so it came in this clear bottle. The old bottles were still kind of black. They were more of a matte black, and they did not have the crystal encrusted lid here. And I'm not sure if it had the unicorn on it either. I don't really remember. But these are Swarovski crystals. Got the ATH logo on the bottom. It is a magnetic cap. It is a weak magnetic cap. You wouldn't want to try to hold it by that. But let me show you the atomizer because it is impressive. Did you see that? Nice, pressurized. I really like the presentation here on the new presentation. It is very high quality, very well made, well constructed. It's beautiful. I like the design. I'm not a huge fan of the crystals, even though they're real Swarovski crystals.
Now that's fancy!
To me, it kind of looks like a blend of Club de Nuit there in the back with like the new Armani Code bottles. But I think it looks really good. So I would give it top marks for presentation. Atomizer, again, is fantastic. So let's go ahead and now talk about the scents. So I've been wearing Neon a lot this spring, so much so that I thought I want to get a full bottle. I knew that there had been some reformulations, but I didn't think that they were as drastic as they are. So this fragrance, this is been described by many people as an attempt at a blue fragrance. In my review, and I went back and watched it again to see what I said about it, because it was about 7 months ago, but I stand by almost everything I said there. It doesn't come across blue to me, at least in the first couple hours. It opens up more like a citrus aromatic or a citrus woody. And then as it dries down and gets into the deep dry down, it does kind of turn into similar to Bleu de Chanel. Again, that's deep in the dry down, maybe around the 3-hour mark. It does tame down a lot and get very woody, musky, clean, and just it stays kind of fresh. But again, it never opened to me like a blue fragrance. There's no hint to my nose of a shower gel, Axe body lotion, kind of vibe to it. When I think of blue fragrances, that's kind of what I think about. And I do like blue fragrances. To me, it opened up citrusy and green. I've been wearing it so much, and then when I got this new one in, I thought, this is so different. So I took me some notes on the old versus the new formulation, because this is two different fragrances. Now, I will say this, they are both in the same ballpark. There are things about this one that are similar to this one. For instance, I said in my original video about this that it kind of smells a little bit like this fragrance, Dior Homme 2020. And to be honest with you, the new one smells more like it than the old one does. So they are very in the same kind of ballpark. But where this one kind of opens like Dior Eau Sauvage with a citrus aromatic, lots of citruses, and based more on lemon, okay? Very juicy lemon with a little bit of maybe kind of a candied gumdrop, lemon gumdrop as it starts to dry down a little bit. This one, on the other hand, and I'll just give you that blast from that atomizer one more time. If you want to know what this one smells like in the opening, it smells like Aventus. Yep. Say it ain't so, but Aaron turned Neon into his Aventus style fragrance. Let's compare the notes between the two. In the original, you've got grapefruit, pineapple, mandarin orange, and lemon in the top notes. And I said that in the previous video, or I think I said that I don't really get any pineapple in it. And that was true. It was more lemon forward. Grapefruit and orange kind of worked to put a green, the grapefruit kind of put a green edge to it. The orange kind of put a little bit of a sweet, juicy, but it was mainly about the lemon. Top notes on this one: Italian bergamot, sweet orange, grapefruit, lime, pink pepper, and pineapple. And I mean loads of pineapple. And it's not the type of pineapple how, a lot of times when a reviewer is reviewing a fragrance and he says, it's got pineapple, but not like Aventus. Bergamot and pineapple like Aventus. Okay? This smells like Aventus for a long time. Is it an Aventus clone? I don't know that it's a one-to-one clone. But if I smelled this in the air and I asked somebody, hey, what are you wearing? And they said, Aventus, I'd go, okay, yeah, I thought that's what it was. It's pineapple, it's woody, it's musky. It smells like Aventus. Now what happens is let me look back at my notes here. So here's what I wrote down. On the original, it opens bright and juicy, lemon forward citrus. About 10 minutes in, a green tinge begins to come through, and there's a nice soapy quality about it. Again, talking about the original. All right. So bright citrusy lemon. 10 minutes in, it starts to get a little green. The grapefruit starts to kind of shine. And there is this soapy quality that I can only assume comes maybe from the amber and maybe even the ambroxan a little bit. Another thing that I'm changing my mind on is I said about the original, I said that the ambroxan does not come across metallic in my original video. And I've got the dry down right here. It absolutely comes across metallic. The metal comes in about the 1 hour mark. It becomes kind of tinny, metallic-y, kind of like Prada Carbon. I don't ever get, from either one of these fragrances, do I get much similar to Sauvage. Again, this one, after about 4 hours, kind of smells like Bleu de Chanel's dry down. To me, neither one of them smells like Sauvage. This one smells like Eau Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel, where the other one smells like Aventus and Dior Homme 2020. I said about the 3 hour mark, it remains kind of slightly sweet. Very musky. One of the things I love about this one is so musky. Has a woody base with a hint of that citrus residue left over. And at that point in time, it becomes much closer to like a Bleu de Chanel. So I can see there the notes about it being sort of like a blue fragrance. The 4 hour mark on the original, still going strong, still projecting well. About the 8 hour mark, it becomes a skin scent, but it's still strong on clothes. So the original version was kind of a beast mode fragrance, really. It's very thick and rich and syrupy for a cologne-esque style fresh fragrance. Now, the new formulation here, which is in this beautiful presentation with the Swarovski crystals and all those great things. This is Aventus in the opening. Here's what I wrote down. Opening, Aventus. Pineapple turned way up in this one. Bergamot turned up. The pink pepper. The other citruses that are listed, again, grapefruit and lime. I don't get any lime. They're there just to maybe help the other one shine, to make the pineapple pop. This one has the pineapple turned way up. 10 minutes in, there's a slight green edge that starts to appear with this one, just like it does in the original. And that is probably the grapefruit and the lime. This one has galbanum in the mid and ambroxan. This one has patchouli, vetiver, sandalwood, and white musk in the base. So mid notes here, pineapple, galbanum, ambroxan. The other one, ambroxan, dry woods, and amber. The base here, patchouli, vetiver, sandalwood, white musk. The other one, just sandalwood, white musk. So you're adding patchouli and vetiver. The 1 hour mark, this is a much more linear scent in my mind than the other one. The other one has 3 stages. The opening, the mid, and the base are all kind of, they're to a well-seasoned experience knows they might consider both of these linear scents. The original version to me has a much more drastic transition from the opening to the mid to the back, the dry down. This one is just kind of Aventus, and then it kind of dries down into a blend of Aventus and Dior Homme. The pineapple basically fades away, and you're left with, the woods and the musks, the vetiver. So that, now the problem with the new one, aside from it being a different fragrance, is that it is not near as, it doesn't project as strong. It doesn't leave as loud of a scent trail, and it does not perform as well. So I know he talked about getting rid of Firmenich. He had to get different bottle distributor, and he had to go to a different flavoring house. Now, both of these fragrances are high quality. They smell great. There's beautiful naturals. The synthetics are nice. They're not overly sharp. They're not overly synthetic. Very high quality fragrance, both of them are. And I like both of them. And had I never smelled the original, I would probably be fine with Neon, although I would probably have never bought a whole bottle of it because, to be honest with you, I have several Aventus style fragrances. The 3 hour mark, it's already fading. 4 hour, really it becomes a skin scent. By 6 hours, it's almost gone off my skin. You can still smell it on your clothes, but not nearly as loud and as strong as the original. So basically my thoughts on these two are this, that they're both high quality and I like them both, but they're two totally different fragrances. They are, I wish I could get my camera to focus. I guess it's hard to focus on two different things though. I prefer the original. This one to me is more classic it's classic masculine cologne style perfumery with beast mode projection and great musks that last throughout the whole fragrance. This one is a very nice, again, Aventus style Isoe Super vetiver fragrance that dries down, smelling like Dior Homme 2020 with a little bit of Aventus DNA in it. So, I prefer obviously this one. They're both great fragrances, but I wanted you to know for yourself, that way you're not like me and think you're getting this and wind up with actually this. Maybe I can pop a thumbnail out of that. Because really, this equals this. All right, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I don't know if Neon is a popular enough fragrance for my small channel to have many folks that have tried it. But if you have, let me know what you think. Have you gotten stung with the Reformulation bee before? And it's not really the first time. The first time it happened to me was, honestly, I was trying to buy this and got the classic version. And instead of getting this woody, kind of fragrance, I got this iris fragrance. Wound up falling in love with both of them. I don't think it'll be that way, this one, because I'm very familiar with Venice. So, anyways, till we see you down the road, God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.